Hi everyone! Firstly, we at the Digital Whizzo team would like to say thank you for purchasing this simple budget spreadsheet. We really appreciate your support. In this video, we are going to be diving into the different features of this budget planner. This includes, but is not limited to, using the tool to track all your income and expenses, configuring the budget according to your personal needs, and using the complementary bill calendar to get a time-based view of all your time-based payments. By the end of this video, you will have a comprehensive understanding of how to use our spreadsheet to manage your finances. And we trust that you will have found it to be easy and intuitive to use. So getting started, when you open the spreadsheet, you will find yourself on the README page. And on this page, you will see the quick guide tutorials for using this spreadsheet. These guides are intentionally short and have been designed to be easy to digest and to provide a quick reference should you have any questions about the features of this spreadsheet. Before moving on to the tool, I would just like to point out the option to collapse the toolbar in Google Sheets itself. By just clicking this button, you can open up more real estate on your screen while you use the budget. Now, let's get started. This spreadsheet has one main budgeting tab, and it is in this tab that you are able to track your incomes, expenses, bills, savings, and debts. Then, you will also see on the left that you have a table of configuration options. This table can be used to customize how you want to track your finances over a time period. Let's start here. As a first step, you need to choose a start date and an end date. These dates will determine the period in which you do your budgeting and are fully customizable, allowing you to budget by week, by month, by paycheck, or anything else in between. Once you have chosen these dates, you can begin inputting your personal data. You will see that for each category, income, expenses, bills, etc., you have space to define different envelopes. For example, under income, I will put my salary, my spouse's salary, and freelancing income. Then under expenses, I will define groceries, dining out, entertainment, gas, and medical aid. Under bills, I will put rent, water, and electricity, and so on. Once these envelopes have been chosen, you can start inputting amounts. You will see that there are two types of information to fill out. Firstly, it is necessary to input a budget amount. This is what we will project to earn over the month. Then, after the budget has been defined, you can use the activity column to track what you actually earn or spend in the time period. For example, in this month, I expect to earn $3,000 for my salary, and my salary does come through this month. Similarly, my partner expects a salary of $3,500, which also comes through this month. For freelancing income, I predict that I will earn $1,200 this month, but currently I have only made $800. Once these amounts have been completed, you will see that the analytics on the right-hand side will update. There are multiple metrics for each category. For example, for your income, there is remaining income for that month. As you allocate amounts to expenses, bills, savings, and debt, you will see how much income you have left. It is worth noting here that this allows you to do zero-based budgeting, a method where each new cost must be justified, or, in other words, where each dollar is given a job. Then, in addition to that, you also have graphs that give you overviews of your envelopes for that month. These graphs are dynamic, so you can decide what information you want to display. For example, you can show your activity versus budget, or you can reorder information based on your preference. I would also like to go over how you add expenses and bills information. These are your main spending categories. To input expenses information, we go down to the expenses section and begin adding our budgeted amounts. So let's say for groceries, we budget $1,500 this month, for dining out, $150 for entertainment, $200 for gas, $250, and lastly $1,000 for our medical aid. You'll see that once we input the budgeted amounts, the analytics are going to update for the budget. But in order to add expenses activity, you're going to need to add transactions, and you navigate to the transactions table at the bottom of the budget, or, alternatively, you can click on one of these quick links. Once you're at the transactions log, you'll see that you have space for a large number of transactions that allow you to keep a granular track of all your transactions for a time period. So let's say you want to add a transaction for this month of March. You'll input the date of the transaction, the type of the transaction, the recipient, and the amount. And we also can make a note to ourselves on what we bought. Once we have input this information, we will be able to see the activity reflected in the expenses. As such, we can understand what our expenses look like for this time period, both in terms of their budgeted amounts, as well as in terms of the actual activity that we have logged. We have now seen how the budgeting tab works overall, but I would like to go over the additional income rollover feature. Income rollover allows you to set a starting income value for a time period, giving you greater control over how you budget. For example, if, for this month of March, I start with some leftover income from the previous month of February, then I can input this amount in the overview table and tick this box to activate the rollover feature. Once this is active, your income will now be derived from this starting balance in the overview section and from the data you input in the income section. Furthermore, you will see the rollover reflected in the cash flow table as well as for all the category tables in the spreadsheet. Finally, the last thing I would like to discuss is how you create a new budget. This spreadsheet has been designed to be flexible and to allow you to budget based on your personal financial situation. If you have finished budgeting for a time period and would like to begin a new budget, then you simply copy the Budget tab. You do this by right-clicking here and selecting Duplicate. This may take a few seconds. Once it is complete, you can now start fresh and begin tracking your finances for your next defined time period. This ability to duplicate the tabs, combined with the option to define a start date and end date, makes it possible to budget for any amount of time you wish, whether it be weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or by paycheck. In addition, the income rollover feature makes it possible to continue from one budget to another, as any leftover amount can be used as the starting amount in the new budgeting tab. And this concludes the last part of the budgeting tutorial. I hope you have found the tutorial helpful so far. I am now going to go over the bonus tool in the spreadsheet, the bill calendar. The calendar tool allows you to track your recurring payments. So these would be your incomes, your bills, and your debts in a time-based view. Firstly, I will point out that there is a date input area at the top of the spreadsheet which allows you to filter information based on the time period. Then if we scroll down, we will see the main data input area for your payments. When you want to track something, you would set the date at which the payment happens, the name of your payment as well as the amount. And then once you have input this information, you will see it being displayed on your calendar. Furthermore, we have added the functionality to make recurring payments very easy. All you need to do is choose the period by which the payment will repeat. So, for example, maybe you want to record a monthly payment. You would choose the appropriate setting from the drop-down menu, and the payment cycle will update on the calendar. And of course, it is a similar process for the bills and debt payments. But I will add a couple of examples here to demonstrate. As you see, it is now all reflected on your calendar, and you can see what is coming up for each month. And now that brings me to the end of this tutorial. We trust that you found this helpful. We had a lot of fun putting it together, and if you do have any other questions, please contact our team and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again, and wishing you all the best with your finances.